We must be weak. Do you think we're weak?
I was saying this morning that I've never heard of a feline lactation consultant.
A feline what?
Lactation consultant.
No.
Because cats don't need a lactation
Absolutely.
consultant.
Oh, cat. I have a great cat story. My daughter came home from college. She was graduating that year. She had picked up a little kitten, just scooped it before a car hit it on the road. And she took it home and nurtured it, and then she came home for a spring holiday or something, and she brought the kitten, and she said to her father, who was a cat man anyway, and she said, Dad, will you take care of this until I finish college? And he said, sure. What's her name? She said, I haven't named it yet. Okay, he said, we'll just call it Kitten. So we did. And I don't even know how she found out to get to the barn cats, but she did, and she got pregnant. And she was carrying baby. And I was working up in the office in the chicken coop, and one night when she scratched at the door, which she never did before, so I went and let her in, and she came in, and she sat at my feet under the desk, see? And I realized she was in labor. And I thought, she's just like us. She wants somebody with her. So I'll just see how she does. And I pushed my chair back and just watched her. And she purred and she clawed and tears came in her eyes. And she was birthed 1, 2, 3, 4, cleaned up after each one meticulously, and finally got them all pushed in to her breast, and then laid back there and was looking at me. Honest to God, I swear she was smiling. And I looked at her and I said, Kitten, you were an orphan. You never saw anyone give birth. You never saw a mama cat give birth. How did you know what to do? How did she know what to do? And she raised them. She did it all. We have gone so far that we have to really get serious about reconnecting and recollecting. It's like my niece called me. She had her baby, and she was crying. She had just come home from the hospital, and she was crying. And she said, Aunt Kitty, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to make formula. I've never made formula. I don't know anything about it, and everything, and I don't know what I'm doing here. And she was just all upset. And I said, Susie, this was her way of telling me she had her baby. And so I said to her, I guess you're home, yeah. Well, I forgot that I'd even talked to her. I forgot all about it. She told me this at the funeral of my brother, her father. And she said, I will never forget you. She said, you said to me, well, why are you worried about that? Don't bother with that. Just unbutton your blouse, open your bra, and pull out your titty and give it to the baby. And she said, that's it? And I said, yes, just do that. So she said, it was the best advice I ever got.
Yay!
See, why are we making such... We make it seem like rocket science so we can make money.
Right.
That's it. Remember the cat. Don't you think that's a good cat story?
I think that's a great cat story.
The investment, I want you to write down when you get home, what would be the return on the investment if we did what Sweden does and gave every mother 6 months to a year off. They get like 6 months with full pay and a year with half pay, the second 6 months. And And the father gets time off too, with pay. What if you did that? Would we have the highest divorce rate in the world? I don't think so. What about those children? What about that mother? Just look up when you go home. It just occurred to me. What's the rate of PSTD in Sweden?
You know?
From birth? I doubt they even have it. I was at an international meeting, and I was feeling very cocky, and I do feel like that sometimes. And and I was supposed to talk on midwifery, and so I was trying to make the case for it. And I slammed my hand on the table and I said, "We need 30,000 midwives right now." And there was a Swedish obstetrician there. And he looked at me and he said, "Kitty, 30,000? We've got 30,000 in Sweden. You need 300,000. So now I say 300,000.
Good. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kitty. I hope you are all